straight stories and straight principles. So why not start straight streaming of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People with richer readers. So, part 1, that is fundamental techniques in handling people, has got three principles which will be discussed one by three different participants. First of all, we have Varsha, who will be discussing with the principle 1, that is, if you want to gather honey, don't kick the beehive. So, Varsha, over to you.
Hello, listeners. On behalf of Richer Readers, I'm going to present before you some of the key takeaways from the chapter If You Want to Gather Honey, Don't Kick Over. Dale has initiated this book with the fundamental techniques in handling people. He has cited numerous incidents to prove his one principle: do not criticize, condemn, or complain. Few key takeaways from this chapter are he narrates one incident where he proves that even murderers like Al Capone may not blame themselves for their actions, thinking they are justified or even doing the world a favor. To quote the author, people don't criticize themselves for anything, no matter how wrong it may be. Even if we take the Thanos from Avengers as an example, we can relate better. Secondly, there is no point in criticizing because it makes people defensive, hurts their pride, and creates resentment. We should think of the consequences before criticizing. We should rather take a look at ourselves first before finding faults in others. Thirdly, we can witness through the example that how rewarding people for good behavior is more effective than punishing for bad behavior. Fourthly, we find that people who are being criticized often react by justifying themselves and also returning criticism to the person criticizing them. It's in human nature. Then, fifthly, all these urge to judge, criticize, and condemning others can be checked upon if we start trying to improve ourselves. Here again, to quote the author, why not begin on yourself? And lastly, even if a criticism is clearly true or justified, people are not creatures of logic. We can't expect them all to be rational. They often react emotionally from inbuilt feelings of pride and vanity. Thus, we should therefore be understanding and forgiving of others by controlling the need to criticize. Dale also mentioned how parents should not over criticize children, as children do not have the same judgment or experience as adults and can't be expected to act like adults. So, friends, be kind and do not criticize.
You, Hina. Definitely, we are after all humans and not machines. So we have our own way of working. It's needed that we, instead of criticizing others, need to understand them and communicate accordingly. So thank you for sharing this principle with us. Moving forward to the next one, that is Gajendra. He'll be talking with us or sharing with us principle 2, that is the big secret of dealing with people. I am very excited. So Gajendra, please tell me how it goes about.
जिनको आसानी से मिल जाता हूं मैं जिनको आसानी से मिल जाता हूं मैं वो समझते हैं बहुत सस्ता हूं मैं जिनको आसानी से मिल जाता हूं मैं वो समझते हैं बहुत सस्ता हूं मैं जुबैर अली ताबिश की ये शायरी आई फील दिस इज most relevant to this chapter that we are going to discuss right now because कौन सस्ता महसूस करता है अपने no one we feel important. The desire to feel important is the greatest desire in human. It is the greatest desire because who does not want to feel important? Who does not like the feeling of importance? Dale Carnegie goes into the fact that it extends to the fact that just as much as you love food, as much the food is your daily requirement, the desire for importance is daily requirement too. You want the feeling of importance, and for that many people can do anything. Many people become terrorists so that they get that name, fame, right? That important, right? Now everyone is talking about them. That feeling of importance somehow manipulated, it goes on to there also. And there are things like people do things for society, that too only for this desire only, that the feeling of importance, right? Many people have done all these things on the basis of just one thing, that is the desire of feeling important, right? The feeling of importance. Who does not like compliment? Today in the world we focus on negative things, right? We criticize, but no one comes and compliments. Very few people, right? But you see, criticism is always there. You won't see anyone complimenting you for 10 things you have done which are good. Rather, they will criticize you for one thing that you have done which is bad. So it is the nature, and Dale Carnegie says you cannot win a person by criticizing him for whatever bad that is in him or her. Rather, you can win that person by complimenting whatever small good thing that is in him. But compliment and flattery both are different thing, and you must have that distinction between compliment and flattery, right? You don't have to do flattery. Rather, it's honest and genuine and sincere compliment that can attract people. So this is the principle too, that Dale Carnegie suggests, that honest and genuine compliment can attract so many people into your life. And feeling of importance, it determines character, right? So if you can genuinely compliment people without you just don't have to do any random compliment, you look beautiful and all, just see what they really are. Just compliment for the way they are, not just they what you want to be, right? Or what they want to be. Don't go on that. Just if you just can compliment on the way they already are, it's great. You can win so many friends, you can win so many people, you can influence so many people. So that was the second principle, that honest and sincere compliment, genuine compliment, if you can give. Thank you so much.
Gajendra, I'll definitely try with this part of complimenting the people for the good that they have. Moving forward to the third principle, which Harishaan will be discussing, that is, he who can do this has the whole world with him. So, what is that is needed, Harishaan?
Hello friends, my name is Harishaan Saluja and I am going to present part 1 principle 3 from our today's book review, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. But before starting off, I would ask you all a question, which is, how can you convince someone and leave a larger impact to influence them? So let me help you out. Personally, I am very fond of eating strawberries and cream. But when going for fishing in summer, I found that fishes don't like berries, they like worms and insects, because that's what they are fond of. They don't prefer what I like, they prefer to eat what they like. And so, I always bait the hook with worms and invite them to have one. Same should be applied with people around you. The only way to influence other peoples is to talk what they want and how can you help them achieve it. For example, when trying to sell a health policy to your customer, don't just go and say, take this policy, this is the best for you. No, don't do that. That's what all policy sellers do. Instead, keep yourself in his place and ask yourself, why would I buy this? What's the benefit of this policy to me? And then try to convince your customer to buy it with all the benefits he can avail from the policy, whether it can be free of cost surgery in any of the top hospitals in your city in case of any emergency or so. Harry Overstreet, in his book Influencing Human Behavior, said, first arose in the other person a eager want. He who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks a lonely way. Like one time, I rented a great ballroom in a hotel for each season, for 20 nights for a series of lectures. At the beginning of one season, I came to know that the manager had hiked the rent almost 300%, although the tickets were distributed and the dates been announced. I became panic on the manager, but instead I approached him and said, I know It's your duty to maximize your profit or else you will be fired. And wrote a list of disadvantages and advantages to the manager which his hotel can come across on a piece of paper and gave him. Under advantages, I wrote, if lectures is not held, ballroom free to hold dances and dinner. And now the hotel can earn more profit than holding lectures. On disadvantages, I wrote, if lectures not held, a crowd of educated and cultured people cannot come to the hotel, which will be not good for the hotel's image to conduct future meetings. And also, so many people cannot be gathered cost free without advertising. So the very next day, I was got informed that the manager had cut down the hike from 300% to only 50%, and that too without me saying anything him directly what I want. If I would talked only about what I wanted, it would be absurd and childish on my behalf, but here I assured him that what he can gain too from this deal. Likewise, when going for an interview in an XYZ company, don't just show your qualifications, show them how much eager you are to provide them value and how can your qualifications help you do so to manage the company work more efficiently and effectively. That's where both the parties win. So our principle 3 for part 1 is to first arouse in the other person an eager want. He who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks a lonely way. Thank you.
Harrison, that is very good, that we need to arouse the interest in the other person. He should feel that he needs it, and then the product will be able to be sold, or we'll be able to communicate what we want to, rather than just thinking of our needs and desires. So this brings us to the end of part 1.
Hi guys, I hope you must have liked our initiative of one book, 1 hour, 1 week. Also, we'd like to take a moment here to thank you guys for all your support and love as we hit our first 100 subscribers. Please like and share this video and do subscribe to our channel to keep yourselves updated for the coming videos. Thank you for associating with us and have a good day.